Hi everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. I had a lesson with my student Lucy the other day. I've been teaching Lucy for years and we always have a fun time because the lessons never go the way that I think they're gonna go. Lucy came over and she had transcribed Stan Getz playing on These Foolish Things. And she showed me this little lick that Stan Getz played. He played it a few times and he's not the only one who plays this lick. This lick has probably been done to death, but she wanted to know what made it special. Why it worked. And the journey that we went on together, I think, is worth sharing with you. Stan Getz really blew open these 3 notes for me, and I want you to know all about it. Come on over, we'll check it out. I've also made a PDF to go along with this video. You can get it by clicking on the card right here. All right, when Lucy first showed me this lick, it looked like this. I just saw it written down. I was just looking at the notes. And she said, what is it about this lick that makes it sound so nice? And she just had the notes written down without the chord symbols. And what I thought was that this chord happened probably on a G7 and led to a C minor. Like this. It would sound great if it did that, wouldn't it? But that's not what was happening. What was happening was that there was a B flat 13 chord leading to an E flat chord. You hear how different of a sound those notes take on when they're over the B flat 7 chord? Like, it's completely different. There's the G7. To me, that's like eerie. It's like, whoa, where are we going? Like, nah, we're going up these stairs, we're gonna be murdered or something. Like, it takes me to like horror movies kind of sound, right? And it leads to like this so sad place. But when you've got B flat 7 or B flat 13 and you hear it, all of a sudden, instead, it's like possibilities. I don't know, somehow that just... Everything is different about it. They're the exact same notes, but with the harmony underneath, everything is different. So it led us into this discussion about these notes. And I mean, one of the things that makes this sound really nice is that 4 of the notes make a diminished chord. However you want to look at it, one of those 4 diminished 7th chords. And so it does have this really nice diminished sound to it. But when I told her about, all right, if we're going to make this work for us, we have to decide when we use it and how we use it. And it can be used in either place, I said. It can be used leading to the minor place or to the major place. But you have to recognize the harmony in any tune that you're in. And when you're on a 5-1, whether it be major or minor, you have to be able to tell yourself how to play this lick. So, I mean, Stan Getz does it on These Foolish Things. He does it here. And so I told her, when we've got the 5 chord, if you're going to use it with the 5 chord going to 1 chord, you're going to have to tell yourself you're going to start on the 6th degree, right? Or the 13th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to have to go up a half step and build a diminished triad, reach to the octave where you just were, and end it. And that was all I needed to tell her. Her ears did the rest for her. So I said, all right, now try it on C7 going to F. So I had her play the 3rd and 7. She found the 6th or the 13. Here we go with the diminished triad. Reach up the octave and resolve. Let's try it just for kicks over A7 going to D major. Find the 6. Try it. Stop the video and try it in a few places. See if your ears can kind of guide you through it as your intellect simultaneously guides you through it with that little trick of, find the 13 or the 6 and then play the diminished triad, get the octave, resolve it. I think you'll be able to do it easier than you think you will. Now, if you're going to do it to the minor place, right, all you have to do is start on the root of the 5 chord, build your diminished triad, reach up to the octave, and resolve it. So we chose another tune. I think I chose The Nearness of You. And here comes our first, it's an F7 chord. So I'm going to go here. Right? She pulled it out right there and nailed it. It sounds a little forced like that, but why not? That thrills and delights me, oh no. It's just the near, and I had her do it here again. Ness of you. And we could do it here. Why not do it on every single 5 chord that leads to every single 1 chord in any tune that you choose for the next week? Why not just pound it into your brain like that? And then do the same thing, but for the minor way. You could do Summertime. Right? But as I started to explore a little more, I wanted her to know that the main thing about these notes to me, aside from the diminished aspect of it, is the triad aspect of it, right? We're going, these notes are darn important. And it's an extension over a B flat 7 chord to play this triad. It gives us the notes 13, flat 9, 3. It's a great extension, right? Ooh, so pretty. But what I started to ask myself is, well, I know that you can use different extensions over this, B flat 7. I can use this one. I can use this one. Different triads, basically, to create different kind of colors over just this one chord. I know that there's tons of them. So I asked myself, how can we make different colors out of just G major? And the first thought that came to mind was tritone substitutions. What if instead of going B flat 7 to E flat 6, what if instead of that, I decided to take the tritone substitution? So the tritone sub for those chords, all you do is go a tritone away from B flat. So we have E, and then a tritone away from E flat is A. And we've got our next tonal center and dominant chord. E7 leads to A. Does that make sense? So I took the tritone from B flat, and then I took the tritone from E flat, and now I have a new 5-1 relationship, E to A. Now, will it work if I take these exact same notes and try them over these chords? First, let's just see how it would sound if I went same exact notes, but maybe I'll have to, go to the E instead of going to the E flat in order to resolve to A. That's the only thing that needs to change, and it sounded nice, didn't it? Now let's just look at the chords. What if I've got 1, 3, and 7 of E7, and I play this triad? Well, what does that give us? Instead of the B flat 13 chord, it doesn't give us, this note is no longer 13, this note is no longer flat 9, and this is no longer 3. We're tritone subbing now. Tritone subbing the crap out of this situation. We've got sharp 9, 5, and 7. It's a different color. And how could we possibly resolve that, say, to A minor 6? How about like that? I really like that one. We could also resolve it to A major. That would be okay too. I like it. I like it going to minor though. I wonder about let's try that on Summertime. Isn't that nice? So here's that situation, right? We took the major, the B flat to E flat. We took it from these foolish things, basically. Right? What if we take the minor situation, the one that I thought it was? What if we took the tritones of that, the tritone substitutions of that? So here we go. The chords in that situation were G7 to C minor. What if we take the G7's tritone, right? It's a diminished fifth or augmented fourth away. It's D flat, and then the place that we're going was C, so the tritone from there is G flat. Let's call them C sharp and F sharp. All right, so now that we've got this idea of C sharp 7 in our head, we have to ask ourselves, does the G chord work over it? It's my little theory that it is going to work. What would it be? Woo! Isn't that nice? All right, so flat 5, 7, and flat 9. It's that flat 5, flat 9 sound, that altered C sharp 7 sound that is so cool. And it could potentially lead us to the new minor place, which is F sharp minor, maybe 6. Ooh, isn't that tasty? So tasty. Okay, now we'll try the Stan Getz lick, right? Oh, that's so tasty. We can do the exact same thing. But this now becomes the 6 of our minor chord that we're landing on. Let's just try that over summertime in F sharp. It's a little colorful, but I love it. I adore it. So let's hear that same lick over all 4 situations now. We've got B flat 7 going to E flat. We've got G7 going to C minor. Beautiful. We've got the other one, which was going to be E7 leading to A. That's so nice. And then we've got the last one, which is C sharp 7 leading to F sharp minor. So beautiful. So just these 3 notes now have 4 different purposes. B flat 13 with a flat 9, resolving to E flat 6. Let's go ahead, when we talk about G7 resolving to C minor, let's go ahead and add this note just to make it more exciting. Then we could resolve here to C minor 6 maybe. That one's so nice. And then we've got E7 resolving to A. Well, let's do the A minor. I like the A minor better than the major on this part, but I think it's just because the dominant chord is altered. That's a great way to voice it. And then let's try the last one, which is C sharp 7 with a flat 9, flat 5. That one might be my favorite. I really like that flat 5, flat 9 sound. There'll be all kinds of ways to remind yourself about this. You know, maybe you're back on these foolish things and you'd like to play this treatment. Well, I mean, what it is you've got the flat 5 right here, and then you build a major triad. So we could go back to these foolish things. Here's our chord. It's B flat 7. All we have to do is take the flat 5 and play a triad. Now you do have to make sure that it sounds good with the melody, and this one would absolutely not, right? That would sound terrible. It's because it's these notes, so it kind of clashes. But in your solo, you could definitely make that work. Then you've taken that other concept that we got to, via so many steps, and applied it right to where the original concept came from. And Stan Getz has just really, really blown open the world of G major for me today. And I had to show it to you. Maybe you'll never look at G, B, and D the same again, but I hope that you'll never look at any triad the same way again, because you can take, of course, any major triad and put it through these 4 treatments, just like I did. And as you start to make sense of it in your mind, you'll be able to apply it to all kinds of tunes and make all kinds of new colors in your music that you didn't even know were possible. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to press the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.